Hey guys, I know I look kind of silly wearing this Green Lantern shirt, but hey, it was a birthday present, so I'm gonna wear it with pride. Anyway, what did I think of this year's E3? Microsoft has become the butt of everyone's jokes, and rightfully so, because they are just not doing anything right. Now, look, my problem with them and my problem with the Xbox One isn't, just all, the problem with all these restrictions and all these services of theirs is that they're essentially trying to redefine what it means to be a consumer, what it means to be a customer. Back in my day, when you bought something, it was yours, and you could do whatever you wanted with it as long as it was within the law. But Microsoft is trying to change it so that, you have to keep paying them after that first purchase. So you have to keep buying into their crap. Like, no, when you buy something of ours, it's not yours. You don't own shit. You're just temporarily renting this. You're just getting a temporary license to use our services. And that is awful. We can't let them do that because it's like the saying goes, you give them an inch and they'll take a mile. And they'll just keep abusing the customers because apparently they think that we just spring up out of the ground and exist to fill their pockets with our money. Just speak with your wallets. Don't get the Xbox One. Don't support them because they are trying to ruin gaming. Now, as for the PS4, as for Sony, a lot of people like Richard of Review Tech USA were saying, oh, it's going to have the online checkups and the restrictions of used games and all that same stuff, and it's probably going to have a camera spying on you like the Kinect does and all that stuff. Basically saying that it was inevitable that the PS4 would have all the same things people hate about the Xbox One. But I don't think he's ever been so happy to be so wrong about something. Sony has done exactly what everyone wanted them to do. They have totally stolen the show. They have proven that they are the good guys here, while Microsoft are the bad guys. They have shown themselves to be the heroes here. They stand for, the opposite of everything that Microsoft is striving to do to change the industry, to change gaming and all that stuff. And I just think that's great. Because, we need to support Sony. We need to show them that they are doing this right. They just mercilessly shat all over Microsoft, and that was just so fun to see because Microsoft deserves it. So yeah. Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3. Finally! Look, I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan. I think it's okay, but when I saw that trailer, Sora looks great. I just love seeing cartoony characters like that rendered with such great graphics, for a current gen or next gen game or whatever. And there's just so many things they're doing right. They're showing indie developers respect. They're showing gamers respect. They're just everything. It's makes you wonder just who at Microsoft is so stupid that they thought all these things they were doing to piss off gamers was somehow a good idea. That they just have enough mindless drones to get by. I don't think anyone is really going to choose the Xbox One, which is $100 more expensive, but less valuable than the PS4. I don't see how anyone could support that unless they're just so blinded by sheer brand loyalty that they're willing to screw themselves over just to stand up for this company that doesn't really care about them at all. Now, as for Nintendo, let's just face it, they released the Wii U a year too early. They should have saved it and, had the new Mario game they just announced, let that be the launch title. Let's face it, it's a 3D version of Super Mario World. And I think it looks amazing. I think it looks really, really good. But that's what they should have, used as a launch title. How perfect would that be for that to be like a spiritual successor to the Super Nintendo and the original Mario World, to have this brand new, spanking new game. As for the other games they announced, they're kind of hit and miss, they're okay, but let's face it, they're mostly retreads of older Nintendo games. And I'm willing to forgive it in the case of this new Mario game, because it does look really, really fun. It does look pretty ambitious, all things considered. And I love that you can play as different characters. I love that you can play as Peach now. The biggest disappointment for me was with Retro Studios. Donkey Kong Country Returns 2, that looks really, really good. I'm just going to call it Donkey Kong Country 5. I like the Donkey Kong Country games a lot. When I was playing Donkey Kong Country Returns, there was not a single dull moment. I was constantly having fun the entire time. And I bet I'm going to love this new game. You can bet your ass I am definitely buying this game. But I am just so disappointed because there was so much hype. Like, what have they been keeping quiet about these last few years? Could it be a new Metroid game? Could it be a new Starfox game? No, turns out it's just another Donkey Kong Country game, not that long after the last one. And I know some of you are gonna say, well, hey, they're on a roll, and it's no different than when they made 3 Metroid titles in a row. I get that, but it's been a long time since there was a Metroid game. It has been a long time since there was like a Starfox game. And I just wish that they would show a little love to a Nintendo franchise that we haven't seen enough of for a while. Something to redeem Metroid after the mess of Other M. Something to like bring Starfox back after its troubled history. You know, when are we going to see a Metroid Returns or a Starfox Returns? Again, I think Donkey Kong Country Returns is amazing, and I am definitely going to enjoy this game. It's just that with all the hype and everything, I wish it was something different, something kind of new. Because, let's face it, this game is going to be a retread. And that's what really bothers me. All of these games are just retreads of things that we have already seen in some form or other, and fairly recently. I want to see a new Starfox game where we have amazing space battles with lasers and everything everywhere. I want to see a new Metroid game, not necessarily Metroid Prime 4, but just some kind of Metroid game with, like, you know, the new graphics that blows Other M out of the water and all that. But, whatever. It just makes me worried, because it seems like Nintendo only wants to bother with a select few franchises, and just stick to that, and just keep churning out new entries of that again and again and again, and not bother with anything else, except on occasion, something like Pikmin 3, which I think was a lucky exception. Heck, I think that Donkey Kong was lucky to be brought back. Maybe someday we'll finally see these other games taken off the back burner. Maybe someday we'll finally have a new Metroid or Starfox game. I just really hope that it happens someday, because I really do worry at times that we're just never going to see another game for these franchises. One thing that really made me happy, though, was seeing Megaman get some love in the new Smash Brothers. Holy cow, this is just great. I love this. I mean, they're showing just how easy it is to make him work in a fighting game. How about that, Capcom? I'm really hoping that this publicity really does something good for Mega Man. I hope that this, you know, attracts a new generation of gamers and reignites people's passion for him, because people keep saying, like, Mega Man isn't popular anymore. No one likes Mega Man nowadays. Anyone who, like, they'd be a fool to waste money making a game about him. But this game is just this trailer is showing how unbelievably badass he really is. And I can only hope that good things will come of this. So yeah, Capcom, good on you for giving Nintendo the okay to throw Mega Man in Smash Brothers. All you skeptics who said it wasn't going to happen, there you go. Heck, you know, there were a lot of things that people were really skeptical about for, like, both Nintendo and Sony. Like, Microsoft was just doing such a bad job and doing so much to ruin the future of gaming that, you know, we thought, well, you know, it's inevitable that Sony and maybe even Nintendo will just be dragged down with them. But nope. Turns out we still got two guys in the console race who are you know, who have our backs, who are still trying to please us consumers. And that's just great. So yeah, the next generation of gaming, whether it lasts like 10 years or not, whether people think it's going to be the last generation of gaming, this is going to be very interesting. So yeah, look. You guys who wanted an Xbox One, you guys who feel so conflicted, like, but I've got to support Microsoft. I have an Xbox and an Xbox 360. I gotta get another one. Get a PS4. Hell, even a Wii U. Oh, and there's also the PC. Look, you have so many other options. You don't have to grovel to this one company. You don't have to suck their cock. I'm sorry. I really try hard not to say anything like that in my videos. I'm so sorry for saying something so inappropriate. But that's basically what it is. I don't see how anyone could support this company that is trying so hard to screw over its consumer base. I mean, these other companies, they will treat you so much better. They will do so much more for you because they just care about you more than Microsoft does. Clearly, if they're willing to do so much. But anyway, so yeah. Microsoft, pfft. Nintendo, mixed, but whatever. And Sony, they totally stole the show. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say about E3. Oh, Dark Souls 2 looked pretty cool, but I'm not gonna get an Xbox One for that. Anyway, you'll see my review of Dust on Elysian Tale hopefully in a few days. It's about 25% done so far, so yeah, you'll have it within the week, hopefully. So yeah, toodles, guys.